Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the landing party. I am your captain, Graham Nolan. Captain's log stardate 2410.02, The Devil in the Dark. This is written by Gene L. Kuhn and directed by Joseph Pevney. I love this episode. Right from the opening, which, by the way, is the only one of two that doesn't open with a shot of the Enterprise. The other is The Conscience of the King, and they open up on the Shakespeare play. We open this episode with the Schmitter alone in the dark in an underground tunnel before he's joined by some men. They're searching for something dangerous. Men have been killed, and he's assured the Enterprise is on its way. A couple minutes later, poor Schmitter.
Schmitter, like the rest of them, burned to a crisp.
I love that line. Burned to a crisp. This is one of the few episodes with only one author. Nobody touched the script or did rewrites other than Gene L. Kuhn. And we talked about in the previous episodes how many rewrites and how many people were involved in getting these scripts ready to shoot. So this is very unique. And Kuhn was beginning to set the course for Star Trek here. In The Man Trap, which was written by George Clayton Johnson, the salt vampire, like the Horta, was the last of its kind. It was dangerous. It was different looking and alien, so it had to be killed. Kuhn explores a different angle. The last of its kind, yes, but it kills as a mother protecting its children. The miners were destroying her eggs. There is no maliciousness on either side. The miners didn't know that they were eggs, those silicone nodules. But violence erupts because there is no understanding between either of them. The humans and the Horta see each other as killers and are blinded by their own fears and prejudices, driven to annihilate one another. The idea for the story actually comes from monster maker Janos Prohaska, who did a demonstration of how his latest creation would look and work in a possible story to Roddenberry, Kuhn, Fontana, and Justman. They loved it, and that's how the Horta was born. It was after he saw how it would work that Gene L. Kuhn wrote this story. It was during the filming of this episode that tragedy struck the cast when it was announced that William Shatner's father, who he was very close with, had unexpectedly passed away in Florida. Shatner finished his shooting that day, and to the astonishment of the crew, and caught an evening flight out. As a result, they had to shoot some of the back views in the tunnels with his stand-in, Eddie Paskey. Great episode. Let's see what other folks think of this one. We'll start with Lunch Pizza Lepresti. Let's see what he thinks.
Well, this is also one of my all-time faves. And as I mentioned to you guys earlier, I always felt the Horta looked like those lunch pizzas we used to get in junior high and grade school.
Right.
So every time I got one of those, since I was a Star Trek kid, I'd go, "It's the Horta." And everybody around me thought I was a nerd, which I guess is true.
I wonder if they ever made like little Horta like action figures or toys or anything like that.
Gosh, I've never seen one, but I would buy one if they had.
I'd buy one in a second.
Yep.
And that Star Trek girl, are you there? Nope, there she is.
And
Okay.
I have a surprise. So
Ooh.
I'm going to Comic-Con this weekend, and I don't have anything that'll fit my giant belly. So I finally got my first TOS uniform, and it just came in, so I put it on.
Ooh,
So
let's the big
Whoa!
reveal. No, wait, you got to stand up and let's see
I
the
know.
so-called giant belly.
Bring Ron in so he can make fun of me.
Okay, here's Ron to make fun of you.
All right. I might need to stand on a stool.
Don't
Very
fall.
tiny.
I absolutely love the
Oh,
color.
That's
God, my
hardly
belly's
any-
bigger than that.
I
That's,
can't
that's
believe
my
you're
favorite.
This
hardly
is really tight. But yeah, you can
Favorite
see
color.
it. Let me see.
You have
Fantastic.
unmatching underwear?
No.
Do you have the leather boots?
Yeah, I do.
Excellent.
Are you
Hey,
wearing?
that's great. Why would I make fun of it? It looks amazing.
I don't know. But I got this one and the red one. They didn't make the yellow.
It looks amazing. I remember when I was a kid, my mother made us shirts, but she couldn't find the right collar, so they were just the thin color of the
Right.
shirt.
Mhm.
But
Now,
it was
wait a
still
second,
cool
I'm
to
looking-
wear.
You
What?
got a blue outfit, but you're wearing the command. Is it that's the
No,
command?
that's the right
That's-
one.
Spock's.
Yeah, but his isn't yellow, is it?
What?
The badges are the
Badges
same.
are all
It's
gold
just
and
the symbol that's different.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, fake geek girl.
That's the science officer badge.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the circle, the
Command
thing
is the,
right.
like,
I just
star.
I didn't think
It's a star,
Spock's was gold.
It is. All of the badges are gold.
All the badges are
symbol
gold.
is
My
just-
God. Really?
No kill eye. Come
Oh
on.
my gosh.
Seriously?
Wait a second
Jeez.
here. No, it is not. I'm looking at Spock right now. His is silver.
Let me
Oh
see
my
it.
God, it is not.
All right, hold
You
on a
might be
second.
colorblind.
All right, hold on.
Okay, here we go.
That's not it. Wait a second.
He's coloring it right now.
Yeah, I
He
know.
is.
He's pretending. Oh, just give me a
Oh, yeah.
second here.
Wait a second.
I'll-
I've almost got it up.
It's in another screen. Hold on.
You're being accused of the Mandela effect, Nolan.
All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
All
You
right.
guys are you're
We're
gonna say
waiting.
your sorries pretty soon.
I'm not saying sorry to anything.
There
No,
it
it's
is.
shiny.
Oh my
Silver.
God, dude! And
That's not
first of
silver.
all,
Graham,
that
I have
photo
this
is
exact
like-
same badge. It's an iron on or it's sew on, but it's metallic. I can go get another dress that has this exact same one. It only looks what
That doesn't
still
make
gold.
it
It's the color of
screen
the
right.
photo, dude.
it
What?
is the color of the photo. Hey, you just had
Okay.
the episode pulled up. Why don't you pull up the episode? Look right there. It's gold.
Here's another one.
They're
That's
all gold. Look at the
gold.
one down there. It's gold.
You
That's
are
the- it's
colorblind.
Gold.
Look
It's
right
gold.
there.
One.
They're all gold,
Gold.
Graham.
Gold in them there hills.
That's not gold.
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
gold.
That has light shining directly on it. You're colorblind.
I'm not colorblind. You people
Yes,
are crazy.
you are.
Captain has been demoted.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah. It's not that yellow. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
Gold isn't
controversy
yellow. It's got
rages
more
are
green
sharp.
in it.
Your shirt is silver.
See, look at this. I see silver. Thank you,
No,
James.
when you have something that's shiny and metallic and it's got light shining directly on it, it's going to reflect that light back into your face and make it look
Right, so look,
whiter.
I just pulled up a Star Trek compendium, and it says all the Star Trek insignias were gold with black lame. It says it right here.
Yeah.
Graham's not buying it, apparently.
And
Proof
you
is-
still think Spock
talk
cleaned
about
up
the
and he went out of
episode.
the room.
Well, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Look at look at Aaron with the badass hat on and looking all wrapped.
He's
in hood.
pimping. He's pimping.
Yeah, he
something
is.
fierce. Look at that.
He's like, yeah,
He-
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm Aaron. Yeah.
This is gold, by the way.
It's silver.
And it looks silver for me.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's funny. So
Anna,
what did
she's
you
just
think
like big
about
and deep.
poor
She's gonna-
Schmitter, guys? I mean, didn't you feel bad for Schmitter?
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. No,
Go ahead.
I totally agree about boing to a crisp.
Oh,
That always stuck with me.
I know.
The
Poor
way
Schmitter.
he says it, I don't
Mhm.
know. It's hard to explain.
Burn to a crisp.
Boing to a crisp.
Yeah.
He's got that lower New York sort of.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, the head of security in this episode is also Commodore something from
Yes,
yes.
Wesley.
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 Yeah.
And he's like a red shirt in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's a captain.
And did you notice they gave him some lines?
Yeah.
You know, he had several lines in this thing, and he also annoyed Kirk there. He's like, "Did you get a shot at it?" Kirk's like,
Yes,
"Yes."
we got a shot at
And
it.
then he's like,
well, he
Did it?
knew Commodore Wesley.
"That's right."
Yeah. Maybe that's why he called him Dunsel. You know, he was just getting pissed off and got even with him.
Maybe. The guy has a lot of presence, though. His voice.
He does.
and everything.
Yeah.
He looks like he'd be a more famous actor or something.
He seems a little, I mean, he seems great as Commodore Wesley. You get the gray hair and everything. He seemed a little old in the tooth to be running security.
Yeah,
down the planet, you know?
exactly. He seemed out of place in that role. But
Yeah.
It's funny how it opens up on 3 red shirts, signifying that they're going to die soon.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know what bothered me about? There's only one thing that bothered me about this episode is that the miners clubbed security people to get to the Horta, and I'm like, there's got to be some repercussions for that.
Yeah.
You remember
I
the
know.
one guy? Okay, there was the one guy on the as you're looking at the scene play out. The one guy on the right, he gets grabbed from behind after they club Wesley. They grabbed him behind. They pull him to the ground. And this guy beats him like 3 times on the head with one of those metal pipes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're gonna kill
It's
that
like,
guy.
it's like watching a. It was like watching a prison riot made up of chimpanzees.
Looked like a George Floyd, Minnesota.
yeah.
No.
And I was like, how can they? These guys. And I was like, come on, man, you got some consequences for beating the crap out of security like that.
Well, I got a question for the miners. If you're willing to go after the Horta with a bunch of pipes, why the hell did you call the Enterprise? You know, why didn't you just go after the damn thing with
Exactly.
some pipes and take care of business?
They didn't want to be down there with Phaser 1, but gosh darn it, you give them some clubs and they're ready to rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, and why didn't they have phasers down there anyway? Like,
They had Phaser 1, just not Phaser 2.
yeah, the small one.
That's true because Appel had shot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean shot
Also,
at it?
I know.
Oh, I mean I shot it.
And I love that line. He goes, has anybody seen it? And he goes, I have. And he goes, describe it for me. I can't. I didn't get a good look at it. And I go, then you haven't seen it, have you?
It was big and shaggy, and of course, it has no hair.
Well, it has cilia on the bottom.
Yeah,
of
they
it.
had that kind of
Oh, that's true. That's
hanging carpet stuff.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that was to hide the skateboard.
Where did they come up with the name Horta? It sounds like aorta, like a heart. It always was pumping like that.
Yeah, I have no idea where they came up with that.
maybe that's where it came from. Was it
I
kind of a
wonder, if
shortened
it's
version?
I wonder if there's an Outer Limits episode that's similar or something, because it does remind me of that. Too.
Well, the guy Janos Prohaska had done a bunch of Outer Limits creature things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So he actually created the Horta before the episode and said, hey, what do you guys think of this?
Yeah. Yeah,
There's-
he had already done some stuff for Star Trek, and then I guess he's just like soliciting work type of thing, you know. Hey, I like his attitude, you know. But the real question is, why do they have some type of a pump thing that's like 20 years old and no parts for it? You know,
I know, right?
yeah, and even Scotty's like, I don't have any parts for this, you know.
That's 20
They
years
had
old.
to create one.
Yeah, because you know it's the one thing that keeps the planet alive. Without that pump,
I know. And they don't have
everybody's
any
dead.
replacements at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Deep
you don't even
space.
have another pump. Maybe get 2.
Yeah, he's like, well, we've never had any trouble before.
And think about all the planets that you would have come across like that, where you just find everybody dead. Like, even the last
bump
one,
went out.
the last one, This Side of Paradise, man, you'd probably find them actually dead. They wouldn't have survived from the spores. They'd all be dead.
Yeah, the Bertol rays would have killed them.
Yeah.
That's right. Doggone.
But this has we're making fun of it, but I love this episode
do I.
because there's a sense, and I love claustrophobia. I'm not claustrophobic, but I love claustrophobic terror, where people are locked in a place or they're trapped someplace and you can't get out, or something's trying to get you and you have nowhere to go. That really adds a dimension of horror, to things. And this opens up in this cavernous area with one guy with all the echoes and everything. And then you see other people and you're like, okay, we've got a little relief here. But, then you find out very quickly that something's bad is here. There's something here that's killing people and stuff. So that opening, that teaser is really great.
Mhm.
I like what he says, the Enterprise is on its way, they'll be here, in 3 hours or something like that. Well, a lot can happen in 3 hours, This guy,
He's like, you'll be okay, Schmitter.
in the
They
last
walk
3
away.
minutes.
Yeah. Right.
He just
A
thinks, oh my
minute
gosh.
and he gets-
Now, here's something I didn't bring up in last week's episode, that they did the same thing in this week's episode, except it fit. They started the episode with this really menacing music, right? And so when they were on this side of paradise, when they were approaching that planet, they had that exact same menacing music. And I was like, why are they giving us menacing music? There's nothing menacing about this episode. And then they used the exact same music at the start of this episode and it fit perfectly.
Yeah.
You got this ominous sort of, and I just wondered how many episodes and I haven't noticed how many episodes they started with that.
You're gently trying to lead us back to your 5.5.
Yep, that's exactly right. Now I gave it a 6.5 out of
Right.
because of the pressure. But no, I just noticed it was the exact same track, and I was wondering, do they do this every episode? And I just haven't noticed. So
Maybe they probably, it'd be interesting to see how often they use that music in which episodes.
They reused a lot of that stuff, the dramatic music for various things. That dun 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 dun.
They used that one on Journey to Babel, that one you just did, when they showed the swirling ship, dun 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 dun, it would show that. And then
right.
The same one with the zzz, where everybody's moving really fast.
talking about
Right.
when the Orion was surgically altered to look like an Endorian. Is that what you're
Yes.
talking about, Ron?
Yes, that one. Thank you.
Just clarifying.
Yeah, then there's a dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. It's ingrained in our heads,
This is, to me, this episode works for the elements I like most about Star Trek are when you put the crew in jeopardy and then you double down, and there's various episodes we haven't got to yet. Look at that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's cool.
Dun, dun, dun.
He's flying away just like on perfect.
Nice.
This one has that. This has this sort of
Dun, 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 dun.
this. This sort of
Well,
has.
I want to. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry.
Forget it. Go ahead, Ron.
No,
Play with
go.
your toy. I
Talk
love
about
it.
your toy.
I apologize. Jesus, Mother Mary of Christmas. Go ahead.
I can't remember what I was going to say now.
No,
No,
stop.
I was going to say this when they
Dun, dun.
Ah!
Lasers on stun.
Oh, no.
You'll never get to finish your thought.
No, when they have episodes where they layer like the drama, where they layer the problems, like this was, you got a monster. Oh, and now the pump's not working. So we got 48 hours or whatever before we.
Right.
What did Kirk say? Seems like we have a choice, Mr. Spock. Death by suffocation or death by asphyxiation, or something like that.
Yeah, like they're so different, those two options.
I know.
Or death by
Pretty
Horta.
much the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah. So that's why I like this kind of mounting. You got a timeline. You got to solve this problem quickly, or there's going to be this whole catastrophe. So,
There's
that was always
the
in the
only scene
serial.
on the Enterprise is when they're talking to Scotty. That's the only scene that was filmed on the bridge of the Enterprise. The rest of it is entirely done, on the planet.
All right, so now you guys have to guess the angle, which episode I'm doing the angle from.
Oh
What
my
is this-
god.
What is this angle?
Doomsday Machine.
Not quite.
I'm pretty sure that isn't the same machine.
Well, they used in
Doomsday
the
Machine
original
alive.
ones. They used the same damn angle for a million
The
things.
Doomsday Machine was, he was this small. This is the Tholian web.
Oh, that's right. You're
Oh.
right. They always had that down shot on the Tholian web.
Ah,
One of the few third season episodes I really like.
that is a good one.
What I want to know is where on this hull did Kirk drop kick the Andorian? Where on the ship here did that happen?
Well, that was Deck 7, Spatial Placement 6.
Was
You know.
are most of the all the stuff that we see, the hallways and the different, that's all in the disc, right? They're not down in the lower part of the ship, right? That's all engineering down there, right?
What?
Well, you guys have schematics, don't you?
What? Engineering is down. Engineering is down here.
Yeah.
Right. But like all the halls and all that kind of stuff where they're always walking around, we see them. They're in the
Here.
disc, right?
It's up here. Yeah.
So he would have been fighting the Andorian, pardon me, the Orion surgically altered to look like an Andorian in the disc.
Yes, because it's a circular hallway, see?
That settles it. It was right here.
That was right there. If you look closely, you can see the room number.
If you look closely. Have you guys ever, I don't know if we talked about this, but who's that guy? It's funny when I see these guys, they made their TV, they made recreations of Star Trek TV shows. One guy did it, and he played Kirk, and his hair is all weird looking. I can't remember their names, but he has a Star Trek set that he recreated up in New York State somewhere, or
Right. It's like a museum. You
It's
can go
in,
there and like tour the whole-
Ticonderoga.
yeah, Ticonderoga. Have you guys ever been there?
No,
I
I've
have
seen
not,
it,
but it's
and
on my
I'm-
list. It's not. It's,
Why don't we should plan a trip.
5 hours from me.
Well, let's plan a trip.
It's probably
All of
about the
us
same
go?
distance from you.
Anna
right?
and I are only on the West Coast. It's not far for us.
Oh, you guys are all the way. Yeah, that's right. Well,
Yeah, I'm in California and he's in.
It's
Oregon,
probably about
right?
5 hours for you then, right? To Ticonderoga from where you're at.
yeah, you and I could go.
Yeah, we're probably.
That's in
about
New
that
York,
far.
right?
Yeah, it's in New York, upper New York,
Yeah.
right on the border of Canada, I think.
Well, I'm also not
No,
going to
it's
be able
it's
to
near
travel
Albany.
very much soon.
Oh, is it? Is it? Okay.
That's
Yeah.
true.
What'd you say, Anna?
I'm not going to be able to travel a lot soon.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so you better come now while you're big and pregnant.
I can't. I am in my third trimester. I can't fly in the third trimester.
You're
Are
in
you
your third
coming out to
trimester
New
and you're
York?
only showing that much.
To be fair, this is really tight, so it is kind of pushing him in. But yeah, I am very small.
All right, so you're coming to New York. This is your last trip.
I'm not going to New York.
I thought you just said you were going to Comic-Con.
No, LA Comic Con. It's this weekend,
Oh.
which is like a
Isn't there
45-minute
anything
drive.
coming up soon or something?
New York is the weekend after.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to go to LA or New York?
No, I'm done with it. I did so many cons this year. I'm burnt out.
New York Con is bigger than San Diego, so
And I hate it. It's just
Yeah.
so stuffed with. It stinks. It's like it's just
Yeah.
madness there.
you get out and where are you? You're stuck on 8th Avenue and like 42nd Street, and there's a million people out on the streets.
yeah, and they're all cosplayers now, and it just
I got stuck in that lobby more than once trying to get out of that con. It was literally packed like sardines. You could not hardly move.
Hey, you try to move from one end of the artist of the con to the other. It'll take you a half an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah.
walk from one.
And try getting dinner reservations somewhere. You got to walk about 40 blocks from where the convention is just to get into a joint to get some dinner.
Yeah, I have no interest in that anymore. Yeah, Magnolia, that's his name, Magnolia.
Yeah, but
he got Me Too'd or something.
He is the guy that
Vic
did the show, but
Yeah.
he's not the guy who did the Ticonderoga set thing.
No,
Those
yeah,
are
he
two
has
separate
his
guys.
own set though, but it's
I got the
enjoyable.
other guy's name, but we follow each other on Facebook. But is it Vic? No, that's Vic Mignoni. The other guy's name is
It's Mignana, like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mignoni.
I heard he wants to come on our show too.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
He does. Dan Fraga saw him at a convention and was telling him about the show, and he'd like to come on.
Wait, which one?
Vic,
Really?
Mignana.
Yeah,
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that they did a really good job on that show, recreating the ship and the music, and it was really well done. Some of the actors playing the old roles, the Spot guy just was so completely off for me, but they did a pretty good job. And
I think
a lot of the episodes.
James Doohan's son plays Scotty
Yes.
in that.
Yeah, he was good, but a lot of the episodes were too woke. I just wasn't into it. I tried watching them, and they get into women's pay or something like in the future. It was like she was being paid less than the men, or it was, I forgot what
They're all
episode.
getting credits, aren't they? Anyway, so it's like,
I
I'll
think
bet credits to Navy Beans that they were all being paid the same.
Yeah, the people that have the one in New York, I've talked to them a couple times on Twitter. I can message them about going to the set there.
Cool.
Since it's closer to both of you two.
Yeah, we could do a photo shoot there. It'd be really cool.
That would
Oh,
be
yeah.
fun. Dude. Honestly, we should.
Yeah, it'll be me on a stool next to all you guys.
There was an attraction out in Vegas, a Star Trek attraction, I guess.
Yeah. That's closed though. They closed that a few years back.
Anna, there was a place, I don't know if it's still there, on I guess the Universal Walk, that you could go in there, get a Star Trek uniform on, and get a picture, and they would superimpose you in on the bridge with the crew. Did you ever do that?
Mm-mm.
I've got one. I don't know where it's at. But
Are you cool?
The original?
I know. Yeah. Very
Well, there is this other thing called like Photoshop, and you could just take a photo of yourself.
See, well, this was back in the 90s, all right? I still had hair.
This thing.
I wasn't born. Probably.
That's right, Paul. They did have an episode. The guy who played Apollo was in that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah.
He
They brought
played
him back.
Apollo again, but he was all depowered and stuff. And
Well,
It
he's
was
all
good. It was
old
pretty
because it was the actor.
Yeah, the same guy.
And then, like, as more people started to believe in him, he got more powerful and younger.
yeah, it was cool.
Huh. That's a cool idea.
Gosh,
And
That's
I
the first episode I watched. I was like, oh wow, check this out. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
and then it got into women's pay, and forget it.
it was so sad.
I just have a hard time when these other people playing these other characters, and it's like they're trying to be the actors being those characters instead of just doing their own take on it. So it comes, some of them come across as like impressions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what Magnolia was a bit, I think. There's times like when he would sit and cross his legs, and it was almost like it was a parody of William Shatner in some respects.
Right.
Even the way he would move right down to his hand movements, and and the way his stomach stuck out a little bit, and
Well, he's friends with Shatner.
Oh,
he
is
could
he?
probably,
He's
he could
definitely
probably
gonna
get
come on here.
Shatner to come
Yeah, he
on.
could hook you up with Shatner, Ron.
Yeah.
Oh man, we should get him on here and get him to get Shatner on here.
There you go.
Oh my god, that'd be freaking.
Yeah, and we'll keep you backstage.
Yeah.
Watch
Don't
that
do We have a special
episode.
guest.
That
It'll-
episode is
it'll
when
be
I'll
like
go
this.
into
We'll say,
labor.
Oh, and Mr. Shatner, we have something special for you tonight.
You think he'll remember? And
You're
watch that episode
putting him
that
on the
morning. I'll
show.
go into labor, so I'll miss it.
He would just point at me and go, "Who? Who is he? Who is this?"
Why are you
Why
on
is
your
he
knees,
sure?
Ron?
And now you're kneeling. That's what I'll do. I'll kneel down.
Yeah.
We're not through yet, Chad.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I am definitely going to if I'm actually going to talk to the promoter of South Carolina if I go down next year, and I want to actually get a film crew and recreate that.
Oh my
And
God.
have an actor play him. So, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube and I'll give it some title, but it'll be a short film.
My
That is
meeting,
hilarious.
the meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
My
Yeah,
dinner with
I don't know what
Shatner.
I'll call it, but it'll be something.
My dinner with Shatner.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be a short film. I'll make it
The Turnabout Intruder.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
I'm totally want to direct this thing because it's fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
I can see it in my head that they're all playing out and how funny it would be.
Oh, it'd be freaking hysterical.
So I'm definitely going to try to do. I'm going to try to hire a film crew and do that, and see if they'll. You know, I know that they'll let me do it too.
It's too good.
And we
Did
put
you
it on
guys
YouTube
notice
so
in
far.
this particular episode? Now I know this was shot. Wait a minute. We were watching them in order they were shot, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this was aired earlier than or later than. What am I trying to say here? When was this?
Finish the thought.
Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. This was kind of an interesting episode because, and again, maybe they did it before and I wasn't paying attention, but you had Scotty, you had McCoy, you had Spock and Kirk, and it was like they made a concerted effort to give all of them like a little bit of screen time. Like they all were, Scotty, I guess, was becoming more of an important character on the show. And so rather than him just popping in every once in a while, you know, it's like you can start to see that, oh, we got to give Scotty something to do and give him some lines and things like that. And I thought it was a good episode in terms of balancing all of that. I mean, it was mostly Kirk and Spock, but, you know, you had that one scene where McCoy was really important. You know, he was hanging around a little bit at the beginning, but then he had his moment. And of course,
God,
Scotty,
Jim, I think I can cure a rainy day.
and you notice he goes, come look. And then Kirk turns away from him and talks to Spock and totally ignores him and doesn't come and look at his work.
Yeah, that scene
was hurt.
It was like, what do they call that with the close up on the lips and you hear the voice and everything? What is that? Like the abbreviation for that called? Like TLR or something. And you hear the voice and it talks like, you know, it's like a thing people are into. I can't think of it. But anyway, it always stuck in my head was the sound of McCoy's hands going through that cement, like, you know, the sound, like my God, Jim, and his hands are dripping with that.
Yeah. And I like how he's holding him out like this, you know, like a surgeon, right? You know, and then he goes, you know, I got that stuff in, you know, and then I just troweled it in.
Acts like a bandage or whatever.
Yeah, and he's got all the mud all over his hands.
And then I fucked it, Jim. And I fucked it good.
God.
My God.
That's really what the sound came from.
Ah.
Oh my God.
My gosh, Jim, it felt great.
Have you seen all this Horta juice?
You may think this is cement, Jim, but it's something else.
It's silicone.
Oh, wink.
Oh Lord. We're going to hell.
Choo.
Oh, God bless you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, bless you. All of a sudden she goes into labor.
Live.
Awful.
On the landing party.
We had our granddaughter over the other day, and I'm holding her, and I had this big sneeze come up, and I go, "Chill," like this, and she looks at me and goes like this.
Aw.
I'm like, "Oh, it's okay, honey, it's all right."
You scared the baby.
The kids take the baby away, going, "If you can't be better with his kids, we're not going to let you have him."
We shouldn't have given it to Sneezy. We should have given it to Grumpy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That would be you.
Fine. Oh. Well, Shelly's the happy one. I'm the grumpy one, right? So I just kind of we're that yin and yang thing going on.
I've never met your wife.
She's a bundle of laughs.
Is she?
Yeah. She
No, it was the delivery, not the
Yeah, I
sentiment.
know. I was very sarcastic delivery, but no.
A bundle of laughs.
Oh, man. So let's give this a rating. What do you guys think? Ron?
Go ahead, Anna Banana. Ladies first.
Well, this is the first episode I ever watched, so I'm kind of biased.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is actually? That's a good question. What's the first episode you guys ever watched?
This one.
That one, yeah.
I it's so long ago I can't remember. I have a distinct memory of Miri.
Maybe
there
that's
was
for the
another-
wrong reasons.
and I the memory was the kid running out to grab the tricycle, the freaked out zombie kid.
If we slowed the broadcast down when you said Miri, your lips went like this. Miri.
Yeah.
That's why it's
I don't know what to do with that.
I don't either. Ron is he's bringing it tonight.
What was yours? Space Seed?
No, mine was Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Space Lincoln. It was the first one I watched.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
And it's funny about Shatner. I actually wrote to him on Twitter years ago, and I said, I said something like, be honest now. If you actually were in space and saw a guy fly up in a chair who looked like Abe Lincoln, would you really address him as Mr. President? And I got tons of laughs, but he didn't respond.
I'm telling you, that episode, I love that episode, but it is a cartoon. That episode is.
Yeah.
It really.
But I did enjoy it.
Looked
Oh,
like a Saturday, like a Land of the Lost. As far as like the way the sets look.
Yeah.
And that one Klingon that could do the impersonations, he goes, do Sarek or whatever, and he goes, Spock, help me, Spock. And he goes,
sounds
"No,
exactly
Lincoln."
the same.
And he goes, Spock, help me, Spock. They're like, sounds exactly the same to me.
And they had Ben Grimm was directing everything.
I know that lava guy.
We
But see,
only want
hey,
to learn from you. We give
and
you
as-
this opportunity.
As I said last week, just give me a rock monster and I'm good to go. So
He was a cool monster.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that was. Although I don't know what to make of the little light bulbs all over them, but
it's a Christmas
it was
spirit.
cool.
I don't remember the first episode I saw. I know it was second season because I was actually, my mom watched the show when it was a network show on like Friday nights on NBC. So, but I don't remember which one it was. I remember the first one she would not let me watch was the Rose by any other name, where they crushed the, they turned people into the minerals.
Oh, with the Kelvins.
Because it said in the TV guide description that these
Yeah,
aliens,
they were octopus looking.
yeah, they're octopus tentacle creatures. And my mom goes, "You're not watching that. It's going to be too scary." So I had to sit on the other side. We had this like stairway, right? We had a wall on one side. And I sat up on the stairs while they were watching Star Trek, and I could not watch it. And there was never any octopus.
Not
man.
even one octopus, and
Yeah,
Kirk was
so-
kissing the octopus creature.
Yeah.
You know what's funny now that I think about it?
Well, they
'cause
got a really pretty girl to play it.
Yeah.
I
She
I
was
forgot
actually
that
very
aspect that that's not what their true visage was, but it reminds me of Galaxy Quest. Those
Yes.
characters, their actual real look was like this octopus thing.
Yeah.
There were moments where you'd see them go, wow, and all of a sudden they'd be these octopus things.
Yeah.
They must have done that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so many allusions to the actual episodes.
Oh yeah. But I missed that connection until just now. That's funny.
There you go. The things we bring up on the
It's
show.
like nerds made that movie.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
There's a scene where whatever that alien is, the big baddie in it, towards the end, where he comes out of the ship at the convention, right?
Yeah.
And she comes out of the ship, and then you see one of the fans stick up a fake phaser.
Yeah, just going.
Like,
I have never been to a Star Trek convention, but you got to imagine, like, especially in the 70s, that's exactly what it was like.
you know what? Oh my God, I forgot. I found the pictures of me doing the Kirk thing on stage at the Star Trek con.
You got to get them. They're not digitized yet.
Hold on, I might.
He doesn't even know what that means.
You know what happens is I think. Hold on, let me see if I can find him on here. I think my sister sent him to me or something. Oh my boy.
Well, while he's looking, Aaron,
No,
what are your thoughts there? What kind of a grade? Did you give a grade yet, Anna? You didn't give a grade.
No, I don't know if I can, because this was like the first time I ever watched it, so it's gonna have that sentiment to it. Like, I'm always gonna like it and be biased.
That's
all right. Bias is fine.
Thing's down. I can't. It won't open. So
okay.
I'll find it.
Find it for next week.
Yeah, we want to see those. Come on,
You
Anna.
remember? I don't know what to rate it. I'm biased.
Then give us your
Then
bias
give it a 10.
opinion.
I don't know if it's a 10, but I'll just say.
What's your favorite part of it? And what's your least favorite part of it?
My least favorite part is when Spock does the weird voice when he's mind melding, because it's just
Like
it's just weird. But I don't know. I remember watching it when I was little and just being like, "This is so weird," but it's cool.
Yeah, I always thought it was cool.
I'm glad actually you brought up in the opening that the Shatner's father had died, because I was sitting there when he has the phaser on the Horta in that little chamber, and I go, why are they using a stand-in for this? And that explains why they were. I go, it's not like they need a stuntman or something, but
right.
I remember being sort of surprised at how he was going to kill somebody who came at the Horta. He's like, first man that comes in is dead or something. He says,
I know, it's pretty hard.
Is dead. Like he was going to actually murder one of the miners down there.
Well, hey, those miners
all her babies were being killed. So
yeah,
hey, those miners nearly killed the security guards, and maybe killed one of them as he beat him on the head with that metal pipe. So right. Kirk he should open fire on all those guys.
I thought it was a really cool concept to have a creature that that the way they procreate and stuff is that one is left alive to lay all the eggs, and repopulate it, and then they all die off to it's kind of like
one again
survives and then repopulates, and then it dies off and repopulates. I think that's a really cool idea.
I think
I was disappointed you never got to see the babies. I was
just gonna say
that would have been so cute. A bunch of those little pizza things like scurrying around.
That's why they didn't show it.
I was just gonna say that would be my follow-up movie episode to that would be they went back just like they did with Khan or whatever. They went back to see the progress.
Right.
The Horta tricked them all, and all those little bastards murdered and ate all the miners.
That's what I was wondering. Is like, do those kids know they're not supposed to spit acid on the miners?
Well, you know what? Here's a tie-in. When the eggs hatch, it's the xenomorphs in there, and the acid that goes through the rock, and then they come back, and all the miners are all plastered up against the wall.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's where they got the idea for the acid blood and the alien,
right?
At all? I bet you.
Yeah,
might have been.
For Star Trek fans,
I would imagine they would. Whoever wrote it, I would imagine Ridley Scott is a Star Trek fan or watched it.
Well, next time you run into him, ask him for us, okay?
But do it at a con
You
so we
ask
get freaked out.
I'm
You
never
know,
gonna meet
or I
Lee
will.
Scott. Out of
I
everyone
will.
here, you probably have the biggest chance.
Okay, and here's a couple different grades. We got a 9, we got a 9.5, we got another 9.
I don't know.
I'm going to go 8.5 because I've got some episodes that I like better than this one. So I want to be careful that I don't go too high, too fast, because I have a lot in the second season that I just absolutely love.
I don't want. Why? What are they? What's the consequences of you going too high or too low?
Well, because I don't want to have to go back and eat my words later and go, oh, so.
I love the way you itched your hat when you said.
It's just. So no, I like this episode a lot, but because you have to look at it like, okay, what's the best episode for me is a 10, right? Okay, so then how does this
But there
measure
could
up?
be numerous 10s. You know,
Well,
it's like
there's going to be a
your
couple, but
slab
this,
comics, you know.
okay, I'm going to go. Okay, all right, you talked to me now. I'm going to go 9 because I do like this episode a lot, but I'm going to go 9, and that's. Did I give the Gorn a 9?
I don't know.
I'm not sure you've given a 9 yet.
How can I not give the Gorn a 9? See, Ron, this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to go 8.5. I'm going to stay with it 8.5. Ron, quit pressuring me, man.
All your fault, Ron.
Yeah, you're such a bully, Ron.
I'm such a bully.
8.5.
You know, it just occurred to me. I was reading the things again about Vic Magnolia. And he could be the actor who plays Kirk in my little short film.
There you go.
That would
I
be
think he's in
hilarious.
Georgia, so that would be he could drive right up.
I'm actually going to Georgia in actually this month, next week, to look at a college for my son.
Oh, which one?
SCAD. It's this film academy design.
Was he going there for art or for film?
Why are you shaking your head?
Because my daughter went there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'll tell. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah, please do, because first of all, I mean, not to get all into that, I'll just say that $60,000 a year is retarded. You know, for any college, it's just
tell me about it.
Trust me, I paid a lot more.
They're ripping people off blind, and I told my wife, I said, I don't give a fuck. I said, I am not paying unless there's all kinds of grants for him and this. I am not paying $240,000 over the course of 4 years for my son to get a college that he can get on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're a better instructor than anybody that works there. I can guarantee you that.
Really?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Good. Let's talk after.
Yeah, so we'll talk after.
Okay. Yeah. So some of Ron's pressure is lifted a little bit. So I'm gonna go 8.75. That's it. That's my final.
No, there's no 8.75. It's 8.5.
Okay, I'm going 8.5. I'm sticking with 8.5. Anna, you got to give us a number.
I'm thinking about it. You guys go first.
I just did. I set the table.
All I have to say to you, Aaron, is dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, what's this episode?
Oh, that's Cat's Paw.
Nope.
No, that's Who Mourns for Adonis.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Good get, Anna.
Yes, they were in the cube.
Literally just talked about it.
Dang it.
Cat's Paw was in the little block.
Yeah, they're
You're
in
not
the
getting
cube.
the episodes. You're not remembering the color of the badge. What is this?
That's when Chekhov was like, we're burning up, and he was all sweaty and they had the glowing light on his face. But that had what's his credit to Navy Beans guy.
Yeah.
So we may not be able to break it, but I'll bet you credits to Navy Beans. We can put a dent in it.
And the girl with her little sparkly dress, I could be any woman you want.
I know. It's like, well, can you try being a different one than this?
How about this?
What about this? DeSalle, thank you, friend.
DeSalle, there it is.
DeSalle. I love DeSalle.
You don't even know your man crush, Aaron.
I love.
He's a man of action. DeSalle is.
Mm-hmm.
He says it with such conviction.
He is. I love DeSalle.
That's love.
That's right.
Okay, give me a number, Aaron. Ron.
Worse than me.
I know it's
How
hard.
difficult is this episode?
Very. What's yours? Miss-
Solid 9.
We're afraid to like it too much. That's the problem.
Not me. Solid 9.
Okay, there you go, Ron. Pressure's on. 8, 5, 9. Anna wants to give it a 10, but she's embarrassed to do it.
I'm not
I'll give it
embarrassed.
a-
I'm just. I mean, I wouldn't say it's perfect. I have problems with it, but it was the first one I ever watched.
I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
What?
Just because Ron never liked High School Pizza.
That's right. He doesn't like episodes with rock.
'Cause the whole thing reminds me of a kid's face full of bad acne.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. For fucking Christ's sakes, I'll give it a 9.
Yeah. The only episode I like more than this is And the Children Shall Lead. So
Oh my god. You liar.
Oh.
Mary.
Wait a minute. Hang on. What did you give the submarine battle one? With the
Balance of
Romulans?
Terror?
Yeah.
I gave it a 10.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
I gave that a 9. So
I
okay,
gave
I'm good.
Gorgo My Maneuver a 10 also.
I gave all those early ones are great. Most of them. I think maybe the Man Trap was my least favorite.
I still
I
like
think I
the
gave
Iron
that an
Monster.
8.5, something like that.
That's an 8 range. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with 8.5. I feel better about it now, Ron.
Why the dripping contempt when you say my name, Aaron? What did I do except interrupt you?
You just
Starship Enterprise.
you're pressuring me every week. You're pressuring me.
This is, what's funny is this was going to be the original design.
That's right.
Huh.
Was it really?
Yeah.
So much better the other way.
And they flipped it over and
I
went,
can't
"Hey,
see
this actually
it this way at all. Like I don't even know how they thought.
Yeah.
But they actually designed a couple of ships later, like in the Next Generation or something, I guess, where they use it this way. Some iterations of some episodes, like in the fleet, they used it that way.
Well, it'd be good for like one of the ships, but not the main ship. I don't think
Right.
it has the iconic look that it does when it's
They
flipped.
also evidently always had the option to take the saucer off.
Yeah.
Separate the hull.
Yeah, because Kirk even mentions it in an episode. I think it's the Apple, where he says, get out of there. If you have to detach the saucer, do that.
I thought I thought it's the one with the girl in blue and brown hair where she's like having the weird psychic thing.
The empath.
No, not the empath.
The one that
It's
Scotty was in love with that hated him.
I feel like it was Scotty.
Yeah, I hear him.
Yeah, that
Zetar.
one.
Lights of Zatar?
Lights of Zatar.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
Creeped me out.
I don't think so, because Kirk was on a planet when he gave the order. Somebody else was in the
Yeah, isn't he on the planet when they're on the ship? And because there's some kind of like ghost from the past that's affecting her, or like the civilization. And Scotty's up on the ship with her.
I don't think he's separated on a planet when that happens.
All I know is when Vol hungers, you must feed Vol.
Mhm.
Okay, that's all.
And who was the lead actor in that? He played in another thing too.
David Soul was in that.
Yeah,
that
David Soul's in it. He wasn't the lead guy, but he
was a young guy in it.
Yeah, he was a young guy.
Getting,
just passed away, actually. Didn't he?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Don't
He was,
give up
learning about
on
the birds and the
us,
bees.
baby. We're still worth.
Where are the little ones?
I just found out that Starsky and Hutch only lasted 3 seasons. I thought it was a longer show than that.
Was it? Oh,
Just throwing it out there.
I painted my old Chevelle that same stripe.
did you?
I got hit by a Conrail train the week I got my license.
Were you in it?
I really did. I got hit by a train. A moving Conrail. I was
How?
coming through town. I picked up my buddy. Well, I was at a girl's house who I was seeing, and I was seeing another girl.
Well,
So So I went and picked up my
Yeah,
friend
baby.
who was seeing her sister. And
Her
I,
sister?
they don't teach you about train tracks when you're going for your license, right? So I came up to this light in town. It was the town of Canaan here in Connecticut. And I pull up to the light, and there's a flagman standing. Now, there's building to my right, building to my left. There was this little intersection with the tracks right in front of me. And there was a light, and the light was green. The flagman wasn't paying attention. He was kind of just talking to somebody. So I'm like, well, the light's green. I guess I can go. So I started across past the building onto the tracks, and my friend Dale, his name was, he's a radio DJ up here in Connecticut. He's like, run! And I look over, and there's this huge Conrail coming right at me, and I could see the hook, and it just hit the car and flipped the car so it was facing the other way off the tracks. It just went boom and moved me off the tracks like this. And yeah, so we're just sitting there afterwards. And the car was like a U. I drove that fucker home like that. It was like all the way home. But we owned a service station and a body shop, and I went to a junkyard, I got a new rear quarter panel and door and fender and riveted that on and used, back then you had resin Bondo.
Oh yeah, Bondo.
Resin and Bondo with this cloth that you put in the resin. And then we just ground it down, and you grind the rivets down and smooth everything out over the resin and the Bondo, and then I repainted it and put that Starsky and Hutch candy apple red with the Starsky and Hutch stripe on it. I had the mag wheels on it. It was awesome.
You know how many of those old 70s cars wouldn't even resonate if you put a metal detector over them because there was so much Bondo on them?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They were all rusted out.
I also took
Bondo on.
I took a regular Camaro. Forgot the model of Camaro, but I turned it into a Z28. Like I loved the Z28s, but I couldn't afford it. But we owned a dealership too. So we had this old Camaro, and because we had the body shop, I was having a ball with it. So I ordered like the decals and everything else, and spray painted the two. I made it look like a Rally Sport and a combination of that and a Z28. Because the Rally Sports had the two-tone black and then the color underneath. So I used a burgundy with the black with the pinstripe. Then I put the Z28 logo on it. It wasn't a Z28. And I got the louvers that went on the fenders and everything. And the spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that thing because it freaked people out. They're like, wait a minute, is that even a real Z28? But it wasn't. So I would drive it in front of the high school, and I would put it in reverse and slam it into drive just to light up the tire.
To burn it.
Yeah. And with smoke coming out everywhere,
Oh,
that's funny.
change the tires every 2 weeks on that thing.
I miss being a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different world. That fun stuff that you can't get away
Well,
with.
if I did that now, I'd be accused of being racist somehow. So
Only if you did it over a gay pride flag painted on the street.
Oh my gosh.
True enough.
Anna, you have been stalling forever.
I
Yeah,
know.
thank you for bringing
I
us
didn't want
back.
to interrupt the conversation.
Come on, give us a rating.
I'll probably go with like an 8 or a 9. I'm not sure.
That's
one or the other.
what you were lamenting over? I mean,
Yes, it was.
yeah, I mean, what's the lowest thing we've gotten is from Aaron was a
Hey, Ron.
6.5, right?
6.5 for that little romantic episode with the
Yeah, we have
Nothing
not gone
happens.
lower than that, right?
No,
I have
we definitely have for
You
the
put it
the
Lazarus.
alternative factor.
Yeah.
What was that one? That was the Lazarus one.
I think we
Lazarus,
gave
yeah.
it like ones.
And what did you
Yeah.
give that one?
I think I might have given it a 3, 2.
Really, a 3 or 2?
Yeah.
You didn't like the idea of the universe winking out of existence because matter was meeting antimatter?
It's
Oh, I
a good
love that.
idea. There's a lot of good ideas. It's execution.
yeah.
The only reason I liked the episode is because Lazarus, me and my brother, it's a code word for, well, I think I mentioned this. There was a person in our lives who was completely insane in our family. And anytime this person acted up, me and my brother would just look at each other and go, Lazarus. Because it was
Isn't
like,
that great? The code you have with your brother.
yeah. Because it was like every time this person was in contact with one of the other family members, it was always them fighting. So we always just went Lazarus. Like,
You never knew which one you were talking to.
me and my brother also had a TV show every Wednesday night called Kirk versus Spock on Vulcan.
Oh,
And each week, we had to fight. It was just basically us fighting in the backyard.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I was
that's awesome.
substantially bigger than him, so I had to let him win sometimes.
Now, did you cut your shirt so that it was like open across your back?
The one red mark.
Yeah. I'm Kirk. No, I'm Kirk.
I always wanted to be Kirk.
Everybody wanted to be Kirk. All right, we got our ratings in. Next week we got another Gene L. Kuhn written episode that also bolsters the Star Trek legacy, and that is Errand of Mercy.
I actually like that.
Not like
I like
it.
this one too. I like this one.
I don't.
I like it for a lot of reasons.
Fuck it, let's just go into it right now.
Yeah, we're not coming on next week. We're going to take the night off. We're doing it right now.
We're gonna get in a time capsule and pretend it's next week.
Oh yeah, I might actually be late next week. I have a doctor's appointment.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, she's already telling us she doesn't like the episode.
Do it from the doctor's office. Bring your freaking iPad or something.
Yeah, just have my phone like, yo guys, here's all
have
my
the doctor
stats.
come in and be part of it.
Here's
Go
the doctor.
in that
yell at
outfit.
me.
When you go to the doctors, go in that outfit. Then you'll have an excuse to stream for the show.
Oh my God.
Female doctor?
Yeah, I don't go to boy doctors
Okay.
for that kind of stuff.
It's funny. My wife, we just brought my son. He needed a physical for wrestling. And so we went, and the normal doctor that our kids had growing up is no longer there. And turned out he was accused of assaulting a young girl in there or something.
Oh.
Jeez.
And my wife loved the guy. She's like, I don't believe it. I just don't believe he was so nice. And I'm like, yeah, but you never know. Sometimes it is the nice ones. Right, Aaron?
What?
What weight class does he wrestle?
Last year it was 158.
158.
Not too many kids in that weight class. But
Yeah. I wrestled
Is that
148,
high or low?
and that one was really stacked.
what do you weigh now?
Now, 192.
I like how
I've been
casually you
losing
can
some weight
ask that.
myself. What?
Said I like how casually you can ask that. If it was a stream full of girls, you'd get murdered.
Oh yeah, guys will just
Yeah.
tell it like it is. I
was
was at the
thinking-
gym one time, man, and this dude is on one of the machines, and this guy walks in. He obviously knows him. He goes, "Hey, Mike. Hey, Tom. How you doing? What are you doing here, you fat fuck?" So he says, and he goes, "Yeah, I know. I'm checking out the gym because I gotta lose some weight." And he goes, and they're like, "Ha ha ha."
That's so true, man.
Oh yeah, I laughed my ass off. I was like, "What are you doing here, you fat fuck?"
When I started at Marvel, like I was a bartender, nightclub manager, all that shit. But because I was a bartender, we had high volume nights. So I was always running back for I was getting like aerobic exercise, on a very busy night. So I was always trim anyway. But once I started at Marvel and I was sitting on my ass all day, I got a paunch around me, and I was still young. I was only in my late 20s, like 29. I had a stomach, and I started going back I was going to the gym. And I remember one of the guys there, he just looked at me and goes, "Man, you're getting fat." And I was like, "Yeah, I know," because I was always having a beer and, at night after I was drawing all day.
Sure.
It went right to my midsection,
Yeah.
even at that age. But we don't care. We say that shit to each other all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Guys can definitely do that, and we don't care. We don't feel like we're being judged or anything. Yeah. Oh, you're judged, but they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with men is you have to be able to, and I tell my son this, you have to be able to get your balls broken and break them back.
Exactly right.
Because it's a marker, biologically speaking, for the members of your pack to follow you if in the event you have to lead. So if you can get your balls broken and break them back, they trust in you that you are, you won't get rattled or, things like that.
The other reality is in today's society is that if you're with a group of guys and they're not busting your balls, they don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. It depends. It's funny to me. It depends on the context and how well I know the person.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Some guys, they need a smack because they say things. I don't even know you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
walk
that's
up to me
yeah.
and act like you.
It's
Yeah,
a
like-
balance.
They
It's a
can-
Like
balance.
guys that'll just sit on the couch with you, fuckers.
What?
Well, you're bringing up the couch and that time again.
Yeah, let's
Oh
get
my
back into
goodness.
that.
Yeah.
God.
So was he on your right or your left?
Oh my god, no, I'm bringing up your couch situation, not mine.
My couch.
With
Oh, with Shatner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like there was recently I did get pissed because the convention promoter, I won't say his name because I get along with him fine, but I walked into Baltimore Comic-Con over a year ago and he was on the phone and he said, and I walked in, he's talking to somebody, he goes, speaking of has-beens, Ron Garney just walked in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you told us this.
And I was like, that fucking pissed me off. Who the fuck are you to talk to me like that? Like, and talk to somebody else who I don't even know is on the other end of the phone. You know what I mean? Who doesn't know, might not even know who I am, or doesn't know it's a joke, or just don't even address me like that.
Yeah.
Talk to me with respect. I've done nothing but respected you, but don't ever fucking disrespect me like that.
Yeah.
Now that's
He
one.
doesn't, he doesn't know you well
Not
enough.
ball breaking. That's, you don't fucking know me well enough to fucking talk to me like that.
Exactly. You has
So,
been.
That's yeah. I know. Like from you, I would laugh. Captain
Right.
Michael.
I don't know, man. Every time I talk to Ron at a show, he's always looks so serious. I'm like, I better not say anything that'll.
What the hell are you talking about?
He's gonna go full karate on me, man. If I misstep here, so
High karate.
yeah, high karate, exactly.
I have never ever been so serious with you,
Aaron.
Aaron.
Let me tell you something,
Okay.
Ron.
Sure. Yeah.
Ron.
Anyway.
All right, gang, we're going to close her out here. We're over the hour mark. So we will see you next Wednesday for what did I say it was?
Balance of Terror.
Errand of Mercy.
Balance of Terror. What?
Errand of Mercy.
Errand of Mercy. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm paying attention.
And
This one's an
tomorrow,
important
at noon-
episode.
Ron.
tomorrow
It's
at
an
noon is
episode.
day
Hey,
3
Aaron, I
of
don't like your
Days of
tone of
Monsters.
voice, buddy. You best tone that shit down, motherfucker.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Ron, how much for this?
Jagger.
How much for this Captain America page? What did you just say? I'm like, nothing. It's cool. Oh.
And by the way, I don't have any.
Card again.
All right, everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye.